Hey everyone, Shane here today with another Thursday Campfire Rant. Hopefully you enjoy these. Go check out our playlist. We got tons and tons of different subjects, and we cover everything from why you shouldn't live in an RV to why you should live in an RV, or what to look for when you're buying an RV. We talk about weights, like how do you tell the weight of your RVs. Tons of different topics. Just go check those out. Today, I want to talk about something that really frustrates me when people don't understand this, and it's about how RV manufacturers make some big mistakes, and that's okay. So you might be wondering, oh no, what mistakes did they make? Let me make a disclaimer. There is nothing that's manufactured in the world that doesn't sometimes have a faulty system, component, or something fails. Toyota is known for being one of the most quality, best QC in the world, and if you recall a few years ago, their brakes were like not working, or their accelerators were getting stuck, and people were driving through freaking gas station windows, and it was terrible. This ended up being a recall. Every single manufacturer has issues. It's inevitable, and some manufacturers, they make big mistakes, and that's also just is part of manufacturing. No matter how much you think you got it right the first time, it's not always right for everyone, and it depends on the situation. And we've experienced this with all of our manufacturers, from our least expensive campers that we sell to the most expensive campers that we sell. And this happens all the time, where the manufacturer will put it into a computer system, and they have some incredible computer systems nowadays that if you build it this way, and the weight and the balance and everything is perfect, and it tells you, it puts it through this simulation and everything and works perfectly, and then you get it out in the real world. And guess what? Things don't always work in the real world. But this is the most important thing when it comes to an RV manufacturer or an RV dealer that you're working with, is do these people actually use the products ever? Because if you get out and start using them, and number two, do they listen to the feedback from the consumers, right? Because the consumers go out and start using them. And this is what I realize is you get, for example, most of the RVs are manufactured in Indiana, right? You're pretty close to sea level. Everything works different at sea level than it does at 10,000 feet, right? So a lot of times things are tested at a certain elevation, certain climates, right? If you're testing your air conditioning units in 90-degree weather and they work great, and you start using them on everything, and then all of a sudden you get down to Arizona where it's 110, 120 degrees, things are gonna work differently, right? Elevation, dry versus humidity. There's so many variations, and it's really hard to make everything perfect the first time right out of the gate. And this happens all the time. So you have to have some sort of understanding that nothing's ever gonna be perfect. It's just the way it is. And everybody's use case is very different, right? What some people are trying to do, where they're trying to go, can be drastically different from somebody else, right? If you're always pulling into an RV park and always plugging in, you're gonna have a very different experience with some of your components and features of a trailer than if you were to go always be off-grid, right? So there's so many different variations. Now we have, this is a great example, is we got the dwellers, the OBI dwellers, the Dweller 15. When we first got it, it had sway issues. Now they were like, this is tow tested at the manufacturer. Guess what? They tow test them at 55 miles per hour, because that's the common speed limit in Australia. And in the US, guess what? We have speed limits that go up to 80 miles per hour. I think Texas, somebody said they were 85 or 90 even. So we have definitely faster speeds here. And so when we get them out on the road, 55 is not good, right? We want to be going 65, maybe 70, maybe 80, right? I don't recommend towing 80 miles per hour. I think a good towing speed limit is, well, a lot of states, the law is 65. California is 55. Most states are 65. I think 70 is a great speed to tow. It's good for your fuel economy, and you don't need to be in a big rush. You are towing something behind you. You can stop and go to the bathroom and eat some food if you really need to. No rushing. Just take it easy. You're camping. You're going to go out and have a good time. But we got these trailers, and they were swaying. Once you hit over 50, 55 miles per hour, they were having issues. So we could get upset and mad, but instead we just say, hey, let's figure out how to fix this. So we come up with a bunch of solutions, and we are constantly trying to always improve and progress. And the process that we went from doing a weight distribution, a friction a sway control system to weight distribution hitch to shocks to now we redesigned it completely where we removed the rear spare, put a spare in the front, and relocated a lot of the weight to really get it distributed well so it tows really good. And I just think to myself, it's frustrating that sometimes things can't be perfect the first time you get them and it's just right out of the gate. But also, as long as you're working with somebody that understands this and is willing to change and improve and constantly progress, that's okay. You just be forgiving and patient, and we come up with a good solution, right? And we've been working through these solutions. We've now found the best solution. Things take time, right? Even in our Roamer one that we're working with Imperial on, like, nothing's perfect, right? We're having little things where we're like, man, we thought we had everything figured out. We've worked so hard to dial certain things in, and guess what? We're finding little things here and there that we got to tweak and make a little bit of improvements here and there, and it gets better and better. As long as you're working with a manufacturer that truly is trying to always improve, has this mentality of progress and growth and always trying to make things better, you're gonna be working with somebody really good. But the expectations of thinking everything's gonna always be perfect, it's just unrealistic. It's not real. And I tell people, listen, if you have the expectation that something's gonna break every time you use it, and when it doesn't, you'll be very happy, right? If you have the expectation that it's never gonna have an issue and you go out and have one issue, you're really frustrated, right? And that's just unrealistic. But we do have some of the best built trailers in America. I'm excited about that. We have some manufacturers that do really care and are always trying to improve. And if they're not fast enough, guess what? ROA does it. We do it. We improve it. We change it. And that's one of the things with the Dwellers. We wanted to really make sure that they were safe to tow, and we figured out how to really rearrange it and make them be very good. But that's just one example of what we do with all of our trailers. We've always done that. We've always taken trailers and we've improved upon how they came. And that's just part of our DNA, to constantly innovate, improve, change, and progress, and make things better for everybody. So hopefully you enjoyed this rant. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.